Tricky overtaking, steep banking, unpredictable weather, and no second chances. Zandvoort can be as wild as its fans. So get ready with me whilst I get you ready for the Dutch F1 Grand Prix race weekend. F1 will be taking to the fast and twisty circuit Zandvoort between the 29th and the 31st of August, leading to a 72-lap race on Sunday. Whilst 14 corners is a pretty normal number for F1, they are nothing close to ordinary. T3 and T14 have some high banking, which allows drivers to carry more speed throughout the corners, which is rather useful because T14 moves into the second of the two DRS zones. And drivers are going to want to capitalise on this because it is rather difficult to overtake at this circuit, especially because of the narrowness of the corners. Speaking of overtakes, the banking will provide the opportunity for alternative racing lines, which should give them the opportunity to make some moves on their opponents. But the most exciting overtaking attempts are likely to happen at turn 1, especially at the start. And how will this affect setup? Well, due to the grip required for the corners, teams will be aiming for a high downforce setup. Besides a good setup, drivers will also need to have confidence in themselves and their cars, as the track requires precision and skill. And half of the battle will be during qualifying, because the circuit has such a significant emphasis on position. But that means that they're going to be pushing their cars on a track that can be rather unforgiving, even if you make the slightest misstep. Moving on to the weather, Zandvoort is located next to the coast. Therefore, we often see sudden spells of rain and changes in wind, which can really affect people's strategies. And we've seen the impact of that in previous years. Nevertheless, it does look like, as of right now, we will have a little bit of a wet weekend, which could create some interesting strategy choices and perhaps some very unexpected results. And that brings us on to tyre talk time. If it isn't too wet, we should see a one-stopper. Then again, Pirelli have selected the C2s to C4s, which is a set softer than last year, and that's because they're hoping it will mix up the strategies. Which is very possible because Zandvoort is particularly hard on the tyres, and this is primarily due to the abrasive tarmac and the high lateral loads that it places on the tyres, so if we do see a one-stopper, I'm expecting it to be mediums and hards. So, who is likely to win? Since it returned to the calendar, it does hold an 100% pole to conversion rate, but when it comes to who will actually grab pole, it's not as straightforward. McLaren are McLaren, but at the same time, this circuit will suit Red Bull and Mercedes.